like elbow injuries. So when I start my arm session, I always start with triceps. Normally start with this exercise, roll pull down, and I go really light, start really light. I think I started with like 3 plates, just light. I get the reps in, you know, like 20 reps, just basically to get the blood in and to get warm, because the elbow issues are alleviated with warm-up sessions, with warm-up sets. So I do quite a few before I start doing my work in heavy sets. Some of you guys are gonna wonder, like, why the hell is he wrapping his arms to do tricep pull down? Basically, it feels better, you know. When I go super heavy, it feels better, and that's not because that's not just generally. It's because of the injury. The pain in the elbows, it alleviates it, and it just means I can go heavier without pain. So I do it, you know. And this is quite heavy. What I'm doing now is I always like, you know, so I do all my warm-up sets, get real heavy as I did, and then I like to do sets where I come back down and just get the reps. Now I've got the blood in, I make sure the form's perfect, and I just rep out basically. Basically, barbell bicep curls, I think, should be a part of every arms routine. It's just it's an exercise that all the greats have done right from way back when. You know, barbell bicep curls, I think it's a staple in any arms routine. Great for building fitness and strength in your arms. I've gradually managed to get the weight up and up and up. What I'm about to try now is a PB. To be fair, I did it a week ago, and the cameraman didn't press record. Now, if you believe that or not, don't really matter. It happened, you know. So I'm gonna go for it again today, and hopefully it should go up. I don't see any reason why it shouldn't. You know, I'm hoping for, like, on the day I was hoping for 1 rep, and I got like 2 or 3. So let's see today. Hopefully, even if it just goes up for 1, I'm happy, because it's progress, you know. So yeah. Every little bit of weight makes a difference. You wouldn't believe the difference between adding this to this really makes. There you go. That's that time under tension technique that you guys talk about a lot, or ask about, should I say. To be fair, it's just like any other intensity addition to a workout, drop sets, supersets, etc. Anything you can add to increase intensity is a good thing, you know, and then you vary between them to keep your body on its toes, to keep that shock factor, you know. So, you know, I wouldn't say it's better than any other technique, it's just another good technique to add, you know. So today, I just finished with it. Just a nice way to finish the barbell exercises, you know. So basically this exercise, you want your elbows tucked in, you want to reach up, stop, slow down for me, slow down. So you start, the start position's down there, you know. The finish position's up here, but you want the elbow to stay in place as much as possible. When the weight gets really heavy, you might come up a bit higher. That's just the momentum of getting that excessive weight up, you know. But really, you want this position where his elbow's tucked in, and then reach up, bring it up. Perfect, fantastic, just like that. Up. There we go. Again, couple more. He's already tired. Up. Let's go. Up. Excellent, good. And no, you're not finished yet. What I want to show you is form might go, You know, when you're killing it, form will go, but he's perfectly safe and that's all that matters. So let's go. Now we're gonna rep out. Let's go. Good. Good. Keep going. Try and maintain the form as much as possible, but keep going. So you see that little swing there? It happens. Let's go. Good. Couple more. There we go. Again. Excellent. So what you notice there was a bit of a swing. But that swing, you know, he did his clean reps, which were nice, and the form was perfect, you know. And then just to get that growth, you know, because that's where it counts. That's where, you know, you're really hitting it. That's where he started to add a little bit of a swing, but it was safe. So if you're going to use cheat techniques, as long as you're safe, you're fine, you know. And that goes for, you know, bicep curls, that goes for a lat pull down. You know, if you're doing a lat pull down and your first few sets have been nicely controlled, you've brought it down, you've kept it just below your chin, you haven't swung around, that's good. But then you're gonna get to those heavy sets where you might add a little bit of a swing, and that's fine. You know, and anyone who tells you different, hey, you know, I've been doing this for 14 years. I'm one of those that is very lucky to have not had any significant injuries in my whole time of training, you know. That's because I do train smart, you know, I train within my limits, you know. So would I say that a beginner should do cheat techniques? As long as the form is good for the majority of the sets, and as long as the form is not outrageous when you add those cheat techniques, you should be fine, you know. But it's very hard to judge, that's the thing. So you know, again, even though I'm warm, I'm starting light again. I just like to do it, I like to just get the movement first before I start, you know, throwing heavy weight on. Let me just get the movement, you know. So it might be ridiculously light, but that's fine for me. I don't think it makes a difference whether you train arms with just a whole bicep session or a whole tricep session. Personally, I like to do them back to back, and there is a specific reason for that. The reason I do it like that is after killing my triceps, I want to give them a rest before the next exercise. Reason being, I want to get the most out of them on the next exercise, you know? I don't want to have done, for example, rope pull downs, gone all the way super heavy, and then I go to another tricep exercise and I can't go super heavy because I'm already tired, you know? That's my logic on it, you know? So that's why I like to alternate between them. I'll do a heavy tricep, let it rest, kill the bicep, let it rest, kill the tricep. That's my method, that's why I do it, back to back, back to back, back to back. My barbell curls is like it's a compound exercise. I mean, you're just hitting biceps, but your core's engaged. You know, your shoulders is involved, your lower back's involved. So that is the compound arm exercise that I do. Now I want to do a concentrated arms exercise where I keep everything nice and rigid, and it's just the bicep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some cable bicep curls, and all this I'm aiming, you know, to keep form pretty much perfect on this, you know. So that means I want my elbow locked in, full contraction at the top, and pretty much slower tempo than most other exercises that I'll do for arms. You know, with most exercises, people ask for the best exercise to grow a certain muscle. Now, there's your basics. I've said this so many times. There's your basics. There's your compound movements, which should be staple in any training routine for most body parts. You know, you've got your squats, you've got your deadlifts, you know, you've got your bench press. There's staple exercises that should be a part of your routine for each of those muscle groups. Now, in regards to, you know, questions like how do I get thicker arms? How do I... Look, the best thing to do is to hit different exercises, different angles, and to mix and match. That's what I do, I mix and match, you know. I don't have a specific exercise that I say is the best for growing arms. If I said that to you, I'll be lying. Anyone that does say that to you is lying. There's no, oh, this is the best exercise that gets your arms crazy thick, you have to do this. It's a mix and match, you know. There's some good exercises You know, hammer curls. Hammer curls is perfect for building big, strong arms. You know, barbell bicep curls that you saw me doing. You know, and then you add in your variation of exercises, your single arm curl. You might do a Hercules. What's a Hercules? Let me give you an example of a Hercules. I don't know why I call this Hercules. To my knowledge, these are called headbangers, but I call it Hercules. Staying nice and rigid, arms extended, looking towards your head, just like that. You know, just another exercise. There's plenty. You can also do that exercise, single arm, hand behind your back, bring it towards your head, like so. Stretch that. Plenty of exercises. But I say to mix and match. You know, there isn't, you know, a special exercise to get big arms. Use all of them, as many as you can. So I'm gonna do some kickbacks. Now this exercise, it's funny because I don't see it used often anymore, which is weird, because I used it for many years, you know, throughout my progress, and I hardly ever see it being done anymore, and it's a brilliant exercise, you know. So you can do kickbacks with a dumbbell, or you can do them with the cables. I'm gonna show you both ways. So this is with a dumbbell. So you wanna park that arm nice and high, in line with the body, and just extend. I did that and I showed you how to do it unilaterally, so that's single arm. You can actually do it, when it's lighter you can do it with both arms, and it's kind of like you're skiing when you're going like that, you know, so I'm going to show you that way. Again, I'm going to go light, 2-5, 6, so I'm going to show you. So it's almost like you're skiing. Only difference is your elbow stays in place, that's all. So this would be skiing. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna keep nice and rigid like this. Just extend. It might look light, but you feel it. Trust me, if you're keeping that form good, if you're keeping your form nice and rigid, you'll feel it. I'm gonna show you what's wrong with what he's doing. Stop for me, Kev. Bring it in. Let's go. There we go. There we go. What was wrong with the form? He was up too high. You know, he was up here. You know, and the arm wasn't tucked in. Your aim is to be parallel with the floor if you can. You know, so nice and flat, like that. So just basically just push them down a little bit, arm raised a little bit, and that was it. So what I've done, I've showed you unilateral kickbacks, you know, and I've showed you how to do it with both hands, both arms. I'm gonna show you how to do it with cables now. So you can either hold the handle like that. I don't like that. Doesn't feel comfortable for me. What I prefer is to grab the ball. I'm gonna get rid of this. So I grab the ball, fits perfectly in the palm of my hand. Again, same position, arm tucked in nice by my side, parallel, and extend. I like to structure my arms exercises so I'm hitting every head of the muscle, you know. So for example, when we're doing our tricep exercises, when I'm doing reverse pull downs, I'm aiming for the long head. So as you see me come down like that, that's this big chunky part of the tricep, the biggest part that extends all the way up near your deltoids. So, you know, knowing your anatomy is like, in regards to building a good physique, it's crucial. You know, it's something that changed my whole training structure. As soon as I knew anatomy, I had to rewrite everything I was doing because it made me, you know, concentrate on symmetry, you know, and making sure there was an exercise for each specific muscle. It goes down as basic as just getting the right angles. For example, I'll give you, if you're doing shoulders, for example, you're going to do your compound press, whether that's military press, whether that's you know, a dumbbell shoulder press, there's your compound complete. Now you're going to want to hit the deltoid from all the angles. You're going to do your front raises, you're going to do lat raises, you might do face pulls, you know, you need to get every angle, 3D, you know? Same with like with your back. For that width, you're going to do like pull downs as wide as you can. For the thickness, you're going to do single arm rolls, you're going to do seated rolls, you know? But it's a combination of all the exercises added together, you know, the pattern for me always start with the compound. That's the biggest, the most taxing exercise will be that compound lift. And I would say that you want to use most of your energy that you start off with on that compound lift before doing all the isolation movements. You know, and that's why you saw us do the barbell bicep curl at the beginning of the workout. I'm not going to do that last. I want all my strength to hit as much weight as I can. And you know, today hit that PB, and then all the other exercises are concentrated exercises. You know, I'm not trying to get a PB on concentration curls. You know, it's the big exercises like the big barbell bicep curls. You know, that I want to, you know, increase that strength. I've never had a forearms routine. I would say that my forearms are quite in proportion with the rest of my arm. You know, I've never bothered to train them on their own. I feel that yeah, they get hit with your regular exercises. All your bicep curls, movements, you know, they get hit as a secondary muscle. So unless you have significantly small forearms, which I've never really seen people have, well, obviously you might have some people, but I just don't see the point in isolating, you know. But it's each to their own. If you specifically want big forearms, you do whatever you gotta do to get those big forearms. It's all to do with personal preference. Me personally, no, I'm not gonna spend, like, there's so many other things I would rather train and improve than getting bigger forearms. So for me, I've never had a forearms routine. But there's loads of exercises you can do for them. I will show you a quick exercise. Simple exercise, simple movement, just like that. But who really wants to do that? Like, how enjoyable does that look? Yeah. So I'm gonna spend a few minutes doing it. It's boring, you know. There's no chance I'm spending my gym time doing that. You know, my forearms will get hit with other exercises.
So, say for example, the back was lagging,
yeah,
and you feel it's because, say for example, when you're younger, you used to do a lot of biceps.
Yeah.
So when you do back, you tend to use your biceps more.
Yeah.
Would you then not train bicep and just try to concentrate on the back? That's a hard question.
That's a hard question, man. Reason being is because if like arms, or say for example biceps is your strong point, you're not going to want to stop training them, you know. But it's funny because yeah, you're 100% right. That could be the reason why your back isn't growing as well as you'd like, because your biceps are taking over that movement. But then you probably want to look for exercises where you're using less bicep, and there's plenty. Top of my head I could think of one, but there are plenty of exercises where it's less bicep and more back, you know. And then there's exercises, like for example, if you're doing a pull down with that kind of grip, that's a lot of bicep. So you're gonna want to avoid the exercises where you know bicep is involved and concentrate more on the exercises that really attack back, you know. But yeah, it's very hard for someone to not train their best body part. Yeah, you know, like that. So is that what you?
Yeah.
Is that what you? my issue wasn't even an issue, but I think I've got the same thing as you, to be fair. Like, I think back in the day, arms all day long. My first exercise that I ever knew was bicep curls. You know, it was just in the middle, bicep curls as a teenager. Bicep curls and tricep extensions. I used to literally do supersets where I'll do the bicep curls and then I switch it over my head, I'll do extensions. I didn't even know what back was, man. And then a few years later, that's when I got like a chin-up bar, and I used to do wide grip chins. But for me, like arms is definitely a prominent muscle on me, man.
Do you think it's affected you with your back? Obviously your back now.
I think it has. I think it has.
Amazing, but do you think if you done it the other way around, if you done the back first, your arms would obviously be smaller in proportion to your back?
For sure, I think it would, but then at the same time, would I change anything? Absolutely not. Like, I'm completely happy with the way that my physique looks. And it's funny because when I see comments about my physique, it's like, oh, it looks weird, like his arms are so long, his back, like his waist is narrow, and all the things that they find weird about my physique, I think I like. It's
what
unique.
makes you stand
Yeah,
out.
it's unique, you know.
But then,
I'm not
obviously, if you had long arms,
say again.
if you had long, because you've got long arms,
Yeah.
surely if they weren't big, they would look even weirder.
Yes. They look like spaghetti. They look like spaghetti, man. If they weren't big, you know. So I've got no complaints, you know. Everything happens for a reason, and yeah, man, you learn anyway. You learn, but I'm very happy with, you know, the way that my physique has panned out. I do obviously take into consideration that things like what you mentioned, and I might tweak things a bit, but nah. I'm never gonna stop training arms, man. I'm gonna kill arms, and I want big arms. Why not? You know? Why don't I know?